I'm Anya, this is Ananya, and this is Angela, and we are SafePath.
Our co-designer, a 90-plus-year-old elderly person, enjoys walking around a few blocks of where he lives. However, this has become hard due to age-associated memory impairment and challenges with conversing in English. Additionally, this is stressful for his family and caregivers to keep track of him when he steps out of the house due to their concern for him, and this is exacerbated by the neighborhood not being as safe as it used to be. Our product objective is to establish a safe and accessible walking route for our elderly co-designer. This mobile application would offer pre-designed safe paths, offer guided walking directions, and deliver SMS alerting to pre-defined caretakers.
So our first iteration is here.
We had drawings on paper to generally model what the user interface might look like. We then decided to digitize the drawings to make it resemble more of an app. And so we tried to model it kind of after the ease of Google Maps while adding different preferences, emergency calls, and stats.
So for our second iteration, we decided to create a POC based on what we already knew, which is a web application, in order to validate our idea. And we built the application while communicating with our co-designer to ensure that they were happy with it and that it addressed our main goal to establish a safe path. Additionally, we were hoping to get our logic honed to better understand the various integration pieces necessary as we translate it later on into a mobile app. And in order to do this, we walked with the co-designer to establish these paths. And here are a couple of examples. And this is our final prototype. So for our final prototype, we turned it into a mobile app again. And in this app, we created login to ensure security, and we have a control panel at the left to create better navigation and simpler navigation. We also have preloaded paths with the ability to mark favorites. On top of that, we have the ability to add, edit, or remove multiple caregivers with ease. And there's also integration with messaging to enable alerts, which we talk about more later.
So this prototype shows what the interface looks like from the caregiver's end. They would get a notification and the code that the co-designer has safely returned, as well as stats about the walk, and they wouldn't need the app for this, so it could work on any device. This shows a live map of the path with some stats at the bottom, as well as live instructions detailing each step, such as, take a left in 100 feet.
And this is a picture of us with the prototype in action. And this is a video.
Okay, so this is the co-designer's phone, and here's him demonstrating the app. So here we have the 3 hard-coded routes, as well as we have the caretakers and reports and settings as well as the logout. And yeah, let's go on Park Near Me. Here we have the map.
Turn right onto Comet Drive. Walk north on Lurling Drive for a quarter mile.
As well as voice instructions. And simultaneously on the caretaker's phone, we get messages saying how long they're going out for a walk, the start time, the steps, the ETA. And yeah.
For our next steps, we are looking to refine the user interface by taking the user's age into consideration, add detailed reports and snapshots, and integrate weather stats to ensure the co-designer is informed.
So some of our learnings in this were that building a web application was more work with minimal value, as the mobile application development had to start from scratch once we did that. We also had to realize that building with native tools is often easier, but it limits portability, for example, Kotlin. And finally, cost consideration does not surface easily or early. Kotlin offers integration with Firestore, but MySQL is free on the other hand. And messaging and the Maps API have limits on free tier usage. Thank you for listening.